Welcome to Behind the Audition Podcast with your host, Curt Hilton. Listen in on interviews with voiceovers, filmmakers, producers, animators, and much more. Curt, a voice actor himself, will give insider tips to the business, talk with guests about how they got into the business, and be sure to stay tuned to the end of the podcast when he challenges his guests with a pop-up audition. Now it's time for Behind the Audition Podcast. Here's Curt Hilton.
Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Audition Podcast. On this episode, I got to speak to the amazing Charlie Toro. We talked about how he went from being a musician to being a voiceover. He gave some great marketing tips. We talked about understanding the business, the passion being a voiceover, and so much more. So sit back and enjoy another episode of Behind the Audition Podcast. All right, coming to the show, one of my favorite VOs of all time. And I've been waiting so long to have you. I think it almost seems like, dude, I'm going to be on the show. You're on the show. Charlie Toro, thanks so much for being on the show. How are you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm having a good night. It's been, we talked before the show. It's such a cool thing to have you on here. I mean, you are one of my all-time favorite VOs out there right now. I mean, you're blowing it up.
Thank you.
And you got one of the coolest promo voices out there. And I'm going to tell you, man, you're my favorite going on right now. I mean, so thank you for, and the one big thing I want to say before we start the show, you are the realest guy on social media that motivates us VOs. And I just want to say thank you for doing that.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My first question, since we're going to get this going, I know you're a musician, but what got you into this saying, you know what, I'm going to be VO? What made you want to do this?
Well, that would be a long story, but I'm going to try to shorten that up. Well, I was being used for like 5 years. 5 years I was doing voiceover for free for everybody in my hometown. Literally, I didn't even know what the hell voiceover was. It's just that I was playing in a band, and every time during songs or in between songs, I would just do some voices on the microphone. Club owners would see that and go, hey, maybe we can get Charlie on the microphone during sound check. I'll write a script and then just give it to him, and everybody shut up, and then have the sound man record Charlie, and then I'll put it on the radio. So I'd be driving down the road and I hear my voice and, whoa, I'm on the radio. And I didn't care. I was playing in a band. I didn't know anything about voiceover. So that just kept happening, and people just kept getting word. So I was doing stuff for businesses and everything. I went to this radio station, local radio station that would use me all the time. And I still had no idea what anything was, what voiceover was. If you could make money, make a career, nothing. I was playing in a band and I was just having fun. So a friend of mine came to me one day and he says, hey, Charlie, I have this gas bottle that you could put on your hip, and it's an invention that I made, and I want an infomercial. I want to make an infomercial. Can you write me an infomercial and do some voiceover? And I'm like, what are you talking about? What the hell? What are you talking about? He's like, voiceover, man. What you do on the microphone? I go, oh, that's what they call it, voiceover? He's like, yeah, dude, I need to school you on this stuff. So literally, he was the guy who showed me everything about it, told me everything about it, and I was like, oh my God, I need to go back to the people that I've been, working for like 5 years, because I didn't consider it work. But after he told me that, and after I got paid for doing his product for an infomercial, I had to write out the script and everything for him. I was like, whoa, you can get paid this much for this shit that I've been doing for years? Oh my God. So that's when I was like totally, okay, now it's time to do some classes, do some workshops, do some coaching. And I did all that for a couple years before I even started working. So, and I wanted to be ready when I came out, and I still wasn't ready, but once you start meeting people, you start learning more, start getting into more coaching, into more workshops, and start learning where you really need to be in this business.
Absolutely. But the thing is, you passed the first test. You talked normal. A lot of VOs, and you know this, a lot of voiceovers, they'll try to use a different voice. They'll do a radio puke, or they'll do something crazy.
Oh, and I used to do that too. Don't get me wrong. I used to do that too.
Yeah, but you got that normal voice that everybody wants. Like the promo, the trailer voice, you have the voice. When you talk natural, you can do it and do it normal. And that's what a lot of people would love to have. And having that voice, when you did your first audition to get that promo that you want, what's that job that you auditioned for that now with the training you have, what's that audition you could have got?
There's so many of them. So many of them that I could have got a lot of them if I would have known what I know now,
Yeah.
So it's a journey, man. I mean, you think you know, but then when you get on the mic and you start doing stuff, it's a totally different thing. It's because in voiceover, no matter what genre you're doing, there's always a pivot somewhere. There's
Right.
always somewhere where you have to pivot and really understand the copy. So doing that was the number one thing. And now I'm doing it. So can't wait to start working again tomorrow.
That's and it's funny. We're up late. We're having fun. We're talking shop.
Right. It's like 2 a.m., I think.
Yeah. We're both on the East Coast, and it's just so cool. Like, if we were working at a 9-to-5 job,
we definitely wouldn't be doing this.
No, I'm going to bed, man. I got to get up.
Yeah,
Stuff.
see ya.
But this is our passion, and this is how cool this job is.
Right.
What was the first big thing when so you went in from your job and you like, now I want to be a VO. What's the first purchase you made knowing you're going to do this? What was a big first purchase you made?
The first big purchase I made?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was actually using a regular Shure microphone from the band days when I first started doing voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I was using. And then I started entering some voiceover and guitar contests, and I was winning first place in the contest and judges pick in the contest, and each one was $500 wins. So each week I was into 2 different contests. I was making $2,000 to $3,000 a week just doing contests alone for like 3 years. So I made a lot of money doing that, and that's where I got all my equipment. I literally bought all my equipment with the contest money, and I literally made a living for 3 years with contests while I was starting voiceover. So that gave me a lot of practice with all those contests too.
That is awesome. And with your voice, I got to ask, do you ever go to the store and mess with
Always.
people?
Always.
Tell me about
cannot go to the store without messing with somebody. My girlfriend's always going, would you stop? Would you just stop? So,
that is awesome.
That's my passion, just to go out and mess with the girl behind the register. Always.
So tell me about a story when you saw something or did something, you did like a promo, something to mess with them.
Something that I did to mess with the register?
Yeah.
The register girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God. There's so many of them. Oh my God. There was a guy who was in front of me the other day, and actually this was last week, and he had this real super thick Boston accent. He was talking really loud, and he was like, yeah. He was doing this real crazy Boston accent. And I was studying him while he was in. I don't think I could even do it now because I was studying him so hard while he was at the register. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go up to the register as soon as he's off. He was right in front of me. As soon as he's gone, I'm going to be him to the girl at the register and freak her out. And I did. She flipped out. She's like, looked at me like, oh my God. And the guy in front of me stopped to look at me and just listen to everything I said. And he was chuckling. And he was like, I forgot what he said to me, but I think it was something like, you smart ass or something. And I was like, okay, see you later. But I love doing that kind of stuff, man.
So, one thing I do is, it sounds crazy, but I think it's something I learn from people is like on social media, like you and other VOs, you give good knowledge and good feedback and good ideas for marketing. I've actually reached out to you a couple of times about LinkedIn marketing strategies that have been fantastic. Thank you for that. But one you just said, and actually makes sense, when you're out and about and you have all these people talking and
Characters
all these
are everywhere.
Yes. That was like an explosion in my head. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yep. All you have to do is sit and listen. Listen, when you go out, I mean, really, think about that. Go out. Do you ever just go out and listen?
Yeah.
Just quiet and listen. And just listen to everybody talk. And then try to pick your favorite person and try to emulate them a little bit. And I don't know. I love studying people and the way their characteristics are. Yeah. So I could try to bring that into my work, sometimes.
That is hilarious. I was at the store today shopping for body spray because I've been walking in this 1,000,000-degree heat and, during the daytime. So like, I gotta get some body spray. I just got to feel a little better about it. And I took your advice, and I'm sitting there in this aisle spraying stuff and getting like 57 cents of stuff. But then I'm hearing people, and it was like a million voices. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was the best idea that I've ever heard. And then when you leave, it's like, try to do that accent. I was just talking to Amy Smith. She's an Australian voice actress. Australian accents and British accents, everybody thinks they can do them, but no, you can't until you really practice. So kudos to you on that. And to newbies coming into the world of voice acting, what's the first thing you would tell them to do if they were you?
To do?
Yeah. Like, what's the first thing? Some people buy equipment, some people get coaching. What would you tell them to do?
I would tell them to first understand who you are. Know yourself in all ways. That's going to help you. Read copy. If you know yourself in all ways, what's going to stop you, Mm-hmm. And when it comes to acting, I believe everyone's an actor. Every single one of us. We're all actors on the stage right now. If I was to step on your foot right now, Curt, would you act like it hurt? You know what I'm saying? You would definitely act like it hurt. So we're all actors one way or another. I mean, even if you're forced to.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's a good point.
Another thing, don't quit your day job. That's for sure. Learn a lot. Learn a lot about this whole entire industry from the top to the bottom, because there's so much to learn that you will never stop learning. You're going to be in your hospital bed when you're dying, still learning. Mm-hmm. That's how far this industry goes. Well, I didn't want to make it that crazy, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, you could learn forever.
Absolutely. And so like I said, I literally see you, you give feedback and you give advice. What's some like prep work for you? You get up in the morning, you have some auditions. What's a day in the life in Charlie Toro like for prep?
Oh, you don't want to know that. Sometimes Charlie Toro doesn't go to sleep. So sometimes I just don't get up in the morning. I stay up. I'm like, it's like 5 o'clock. It's going to be like that tonight too. So, and I'm like, okay, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I need to be up by 8. Why should I sleep? So I'll try to stay up, or try to go to sleep, but sometimes it just doesn't work because my mind is just moving a million miles a minute. Mm-hmm. And I just want to just keep working, keep writing things down, keep recording things. I don't know why. I think I'm just hooked on this right now because sometimes I can't stop.
Well, I mean, so you are a musician also. You play the drums, you sing, you're front man, you are a drummer.
Constantly creating, yes.
And so do you has being a musician actually help you prep being a voiceover also? Like,
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said in one of my posts on LinkedIn a couple of weeks ago, if we as voice actors were to get like the music bed for everything that we were doing, everything that we were auditioning for, I think we would be able to catch the tone of whatever we're doing, especially for me, because I am a musician. Mm-hmm. So when I hear a tone in the music bed, I can catch that tone really quick with my voice. So, yeah.
And being a musician, have you ever created your own music beds for your work?
Yes, all the time. Yeah.
I've seen you play guitar, and you've like almost melted my face through the. I mean, it's crazy, and I'm surprised you're not like seriously and like on TV playing the guitar. I mean, you really do a good job on that, and so
thank you, brother. Thank you.
No problem. And my next thing is social media content as voice actors. I totally went blank with his name. And my God, Corey Disson.
Corey.
He, I actually reached out to him because that's one of the guys I want to have on the show. He made one of the things he said to me that stuck out. When you put something on social media, it's like spraying and praying. I think that's what he said.
Right.
Your content is clean and it makes sense every time. What would you tell voiceovers? Because I even get caught in this. Sometimes I just put nonsense up there, and after I post, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, why did I put that on there?" You know what I mean? We all do it. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
It's like you're having those days where you're like, I need to get work, so I'm gonna read this receipt I bought from Harris Teeter. You know what I mean? And you post it on there. What keeps you like in the state of mind where I'm gonna put some good content out there?
I'll tell you what it is for me. And it might not be this for everyone, but I like to be 100% spontaneous. I will not sit at a table and think, okay, what am I going to market myself as tomorrow or Thursday or Friday? God bless Corey for teaching that to everyone, but I can't do that because when I'm sitting at a table and I'm thinking about what to do, I'll be sitting there forever and really not thinking of what to do. My way of doing this is just I'll be sitting in the garage before I walk into the booth, and a thought will come to my head, and it's always about voiceover because I'm always doing voiceover, you know? Some thought will come to my head and I will go, okay, I'll just make a video and make it like this, you know, and just go right into it.
Right.
Like if, you know, sometimes I'll grab the camera and just walk this way and then walk that way and then cut and walk this way and walk and just do little things like that and talking about something, you know, and then add some effects in there so people can have fun watching it, maybe have a laugh or two. And that's it. I want people to see me as me, nobody else. When you're seeing Charlie Toro with his videos, that's me. That's nobody else but me. And I know I got a lot of haters for doing it that way, but that's okay because
it works.
Not everyone's going to like you.
And it works.
Especially in this business. And it works for me.
Yeah.
You know, and what I do doesn't necessarily work for somebody else, but you know, you can take little things here and there from what I do and do it yourself.
Well, I would say the haters don't like it because you're not doing it the way they want to do it. And they're just mad because you're doing it the way you're doing it and it works.
Oh, I love them. Yeah. I love them anyways. I love my haters. I love them. They keep me going.
Oh, I love it. And so when you meet your clients, this is a big question I have for you. You meet your clients and you're excited about it. Do you take every job? I know the answer to this, but for those getting into this world, what's the first thing you ask your clients? Because their voiceovers will take any job because they want that money. Right. What's the first thing you ask your client to know? Yep, this is what I'm going to do.
Can you elaborate on that a little more?
So I'm gonna have you. Let me see, because I know what kind of work you like to do. I'm gonna have you do a commercial that's totally unethical to your liking, but it's $5,000.
Oh, okay.
How are you going to ask me questions and how are you going to get out of that?
Well, if it was something that I wasn't, you know, ready to do or didn't like doing, I wouldn't do it no matter how much you're going to give me.
Right.
If I didn't believe in the product or believe in what I'm trying to inform people about, I'm not going to do it, period. That's just, I'm not going to do it. And I would advise for everyone to do the same thing. And if it's not you, don't do it. Don't ruin yourself over $5,000. You know.
Perfect. Love that. I love that. And it's kind of like agents. There are a million agents and coaches out there for voiceovers getting into this world. What do you look in a coach and what do you look in an agent?
And an agent, I don't need no stinking agent, man. I don't need no stinking. What do I look in an agent? When an agent, I'm looking for someone who could actually see my talent and what I can actually do, and then do something about it. Yeah. That's what I like about some agents. Yeah. What was the other question?
That's it. I think that's it. You know what? If I do find
an agent or a client or something like that,
maybe that's what it was. Oh my gosh!
You said a coach and an agent.
A coach.
What do you look for in a coach?
Oh my gosh, that's so fun! I'm gonna start looking at my sheet. Then I try doing that on my sheet because we're gonna have fun with this. And you got me.
Well, what I look for in a coach is how long has he been coaching? How long has he been actually doing voiceover in the business, and is he still working? I tend not to go to too many coaches that are not working because, you know, most of the time when they're not working, that's what they're doing. They're coaching. And I'd rather be with somebody who's just coaching, that's just really wanting to help people a lot, you know, and they're out there. They're definitely out there. I found quite a few. So
yeah. And
it took me a while to find them, but I found them for me.
That's
good. My advice for people to go out there is don't stick with one coach. go and try out as many coaches as you possibly can, because there's going to be that one coach that is for you, man, and you will know it, because they're going to be all about you, and they're going to help you in every single way, and you will know it because you're going to feel it in your heart. You definitely will.
That's
and in
awesome.
Your brain.
That's
You will.
awesome and motivating. As far as I know, there's agents and pay-to-play sites. What do you think about pay-to-plays? Like, do you think they're still strong nowadays?
I did Paytoplays for, I think, 2 years, and I think I'm still like up there dormant somewhere in some of those Paytoplays, but I've never had much anything on those. I mean, I've booked, like, I was on one for a year and I booked 3,
Right.
which is okay, but for the amount of auditions that you do on that website to get 3 all year long is like, okay. But I would have to say that the more you do work on that website, I believe you'll get better. I mean, because you're going to sit there and look at all the stuff that you did in the past for auditions on that website and go, holy shit, what the hell was I thinking? And you're just going to clean your act up. And then you might as well go, see ya,
Right.
pay to play, because I'm a lot better than this now. And then you could just go your own way and hustle and get your own jobs. You don't need anybody else.
Absolutely. And, I took some of your advice. LinkedIn, it's a great way to build relationships. And
Absolutely. LinkedIn, to
That's
me, is the
awesome.
number one place to put yourself in front of who exactly needs to see you.
Right. Hey, but I want to give you a shout out on this. And I will call some voiceovers out because I've seen it many times. When you connect on LinkedIn, what's the worst thing you could do on LinkedIn? I'm going to ask you because you've probably seen it when you connect with somebody. What's the first and worst thing you could do?
Sell yourself.
Yeah.
You don't want to sell yourself, because people get so turned off when they see a post that says, hi, I'm a voice actor and I've been voice acting for so long. And if you could ever use me for anything you want, I'm here. And, just contact me and we'll talk. They're scrolling right past that. Most people are just scrolling right past that. Unless you're some kind of phenom, and they're like, oh my God, listen to this guy. He sounds like, but other than that, no. Don't sell yourself, guys, gals. Don't sell yourself. Just allow your talent to speak for itself, is what I have to say. Let your talent speak for itself. Shine, shine, shine.
And I've learned it's kind of, sometimes I let it sit there because they'll reach out. Hey, I'm a voiceover if you need me to voice any projects. And then I'm like, wow, am I that bad where they want they want to do voiceovers for me? Like, hang on, what's my profile say? Oh, wait a minute. He's trying to sell me something. So let's talk about your promo. I mean, you are doing a lot. Is there anything that's coming out that you can talk about?
There's stuff that out right now that I can't talk about. And I'm like, oh my God, it's driving me crazy. For the past 3 years, it's been NDA hell for me. And I know there's like a period where you can talk about it and stuff, but every time I try to reach out and go, can I see it? Can I use it? Where is it? And everyone's always like, shut up. Don't tell him. They don't say that, but it's like, I feel like everyone's like, don't tell that guy. It's just crazy. Nobody tells me, this is their thing. Okay, we'll get back with you. Or, no, we talked to the higher ups and we can't at this moment. And okay, or complete silence.
Yeah.
So I'm never getting anything back. And I always have to go out and look for it,
Yeah.
And I hate doing that, but whatever.
I'm
working,
excited.
and that's all I'm worried about. I'm happy to be working, and wouldn't want to be doing anything else right now.
A couple more things for let you go here. So one thing that I see you and a bunch of us doing, TikTok. It's taken over the world with auditions, and I think it's really cool. I actually saw one of your promos, a couple voiceover trailer promos, like, can you be a voiceover? Audition me, blah blah blah. What do you think about TikTok and auditioning on that platform, just for fun?
I know a lot of people are having a lot of success on TikTok. Yeah. I don't. I mean, I go on there and I just throw my stuff up and people like it. And I get some fans here and there. Hey, man, when are you going to put something else up? And okay, man, put something else up. And, but, TikTok's not for me. I'm a 54-year-old guy. I don't need to be out there. Well, it's changing, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, your voice doesn't age. You made.
Do they have
It's
like
your voice,
TikTok
doesn't
for 55?
I mean, it's so funny.
TikTok for 55 and older.
Yeah, some days I like it, and some days I'm like, will you quit dancing on this platform? You know what I mean? I wish you could stop dancing. One of my last questions is, when is Chopper gonna get an Instagram and TikTok page? Everybody loves that dog, man.
My girlfriend keeps telling me the same thing. When are you gonna make Chopper a page? Because he's taking your limelight, man. He's taking your spotlight, man. I swear to God, every time I put that damn dog up, he's getting like millions of likes and everything. I'm like, you little bastard.
Those dogs are the smartest dogs, right? Jack Russell Terriers are the smartest dog on the planet, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I've had some pretty, every dog I've ever owned was a Jack Russell. So I know how to handle them very well, and I know how to train them very well. So when I got Chopper, he was a little bastard in the beginning, and he still is, but he's one of the greatest dogs I've ever had in my life, man. I love that dog so much.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Well, it's time to have some fun. It's time for the audition challenge. Are you ready?
No, but go ahead anyway.
All right. So I'm gonna send you a script here. This is a little copy I wrote, and it's gonna bring you back. I thought about this show, so I'm gonna have you read a promo for this because I know you're the perfect guy for it. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it away. Okay.
They're here, and they're mad. You thought they were gone, but you were wrong. Coming Thursday on the WB, V, and they still eat hamsters.
Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
That show traumatized me as a kid. I remember that one scene where that guy ate the hamster and he had it in his throat. And, like I was growing up in the 80s and I remember seeing that thing. I'm like, oh my God. Like before you go, man, just one big, I guess, tell people getting into this world. I always have, it's a cliche thing. What advice do you give for those who are really serious about doing this? Because it is a lot of needing thick skin and really hard work. What is some advice you'd give to those?
Don't stop. Don't quit. Keep going. Even when you feel like you're getting that, what do they call that? That syndrome, that they see somebody else doing it and they feel like, oh, I'm not even as good as they are. What's that syndrome called again? I'm losing it tonight. Are we high on marijuana? What the hell is going on here?
This is the coolest one ever because it is late. People don't know, but I don't care. I'm having a ball, man. It's sometimes we do have brain locks and it's okay. And that's what's good about these shows. And if somebody knows it, they'll let us know.
Imposter syndrome.
See?
Imposters. I got it.
See?
So yeah, don't worry about the imposter syndrome. I get it every single day. Every single day. And then I have to pound myself in the head every once in a while, and then tell myself to just stop it, man. You're good the way you are. You are you. Nobody's like you.
Yeah.
Nobody's like them. You're nothing like them. You never will be like them. You are you. So I just totally trigger myself back into reality and then get back into work. And my advice would be just keep grinding until you got flames coming off your ass.
I love it.
Literally.
I love it, man.
Literally, keep doing it, man. Don't stop. Don't quit.
This is so cool. And man, I appreciate you being on here because like I said, I've asked you.
I appreciate you, bro.
I probably asked you a billion times. I know you're one of the busiest guys out there, but it means a lot because you're real, man. And I've said this to you before we started the show. You're real. Everything you post is real. You're not a fake guy. And if
Thank you, brother.
you don't like something, you'll say it. And that's what I like about you as a person. And if for those who don't know you, I mean, I've never met you in person, but your content makes you feel like I know you because you're not messing with us on there. And you help us, you motivate us, you tell us about your bad days, your good days.
I love people, man.
Yeah.
I love
you taking us on a ride and it feels like, you know what, we're doing this together. And Charlie Toro, thank you for being you. And thank you for being on the Behind the Audition podcast.
Love you, dude. Love you, man.
You rock, man.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
For more information about Charlie Toro, be sure to check out his website at charlietorovo.com.
Thanks for listening in on Behind the Audition Podcast, made possible by Hilton Productions. If you need a male or female voiceover, contact us at hiltonproductions.com. Hilton Productions, let our voices do the selling.